Home Run Derby tonight in the A. Cesar, did you see Superman yet?
Not yet.
I've heard decent things.
Heard good things as well. Here we are. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 357 of the NOFODcast. We are the Southeast premier video game and MLB All-Star hosting podcast. We're not, but Atlanta is. It's All-Star week. Tonight's a Home Run Derby. Who you got, Brant? Mark McGwire? Brant, pick someone that's going to hit home runs. Anybody.
Chipper Jones.
Okay, he's on the screen right now. He is co-hosting the pregame show for the Home Run Derby. I'm watching him as we speak.
That's a home run in and of itself.
It's not a bad pick. It is. Well done, sir. Tonight's news. Pull up the screen again. Nintendo ending game vouchers, ? Lobby group responds to Stop Killing Games petition. We had a Ghost of Yotai state of play. I forgot all about that. I'm glad it's in here. Update on Romero games. We spoke of that either last week or 2 weeks ago. And we have your July PlayStation Extra and Premium games. I'm one of your hosts. Richard Bergman. Joined tonight by Newsmaster Brant McKee.
What's up?
Brant, welcome. Thank you for your Home Run Derby insight. I know you can't wait to see the long balls. Chicks dig the long ball. So there was not the foul balls. There was an old Nike ad campaign where Greg Maddux and Tom Glavine, Atlanta Braves Hall of Famers and baseball Hall of Famers, of course. They're watching all the attention that the ladies are giving Mark McGwire for hitting home runs, and the whole ad campaign was called "Chicks Dig the Long Ball." They did all this training, and they were hitting home runs in batting practice after that, and it was really well done. Like, you get athletes on camera sometimes, and it's like, are they going to be good at this? Or are they going to? Can you tell they're not actors? They're athletes, and both of these guys were really good at it. So that was always a good bit. Chicks dig the long ball. Also here, our resident lore master and soundboard mixer master, Cesar Concepcion II. Cesar, welcome.
Hello.
How are you, sir? There it is. We got our soundboard. It came through.
It's going.
Who you got in the Home Run Derby?
Jose Canseco.
There you go.
The other member of the Bash Brothers. We're just going to have Bash Brothers represented for tonight's Home Run Derby. I love it. There's been an argument that the steroid era was very exciting, and I've seen some clips of some home runs just like, they just clear the park. It's like these moon shots. And people are like, it was entertaining. I don't know. Sosa and McGwire are credited for like helping save baseball after the strike. So there's an argument to be made that people were tuning in after that. So I think they'll have an asterisk after this is not going to be a sports podcast, I promise you. They probably should have an asterisk after their name in the Hall of Fame or whatever they want to end up doing, but there's definitely, it's a footnote in the sports history. So you got to talk about the ugly with it too, right? It's not all dandelions and rainbows. Let's get into this news. This is kind of a delayed catch-up show, I guess. We're gonna try to get through this one, get you on to your Monday nights, your Monday Night Football. Brent, who you got for Monday Night Football? Brent's like, I'm not falling for this.
We still got 2 weeks.
Yeah,
right.
Like 2 months. I like your enthusiasm, though. You were ready to pick one. Who would it have been?
I guess you have the Hall of Fame game coming up. It's going to be your first game.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, Brant. I stand corrected. It was like July 31st.
Quotation marks around game because they're not going to play hard.
Yeah.
Somebody I work with is absolutely chomping at the bit for any kind of football, so I hear about it every day.
they're probably a Braves fan, and we're totally shit in the bed this time of year. So
They're a Falcons fan.
okay. I also have the calendar circled. I'm ready. I'm ready for football.
You don't get two choices. It's July 31st, 2 weeks, as Brant said, and you got Chargers versus the Lions.
That's the Hall of Fame game this year.
Mm.
That'll be a good one. That's not a garbage matchup. But, I mean, you won't have a lot of starters and stuff, but you will have football. There's been some funny clips. I don't know if they've entered y'all's circles, but there's been some really funny clips from the new NCAA football game. I've seen some crazy shit on there.
Oh, the name generator stuff.
I haven't seen any name generator, just like plays inside the engine, because some of that game engine stuff is just broken. I know I think I sent it to Cesar and a friend of the show, Mills, who's a big football fan. Brant, they tackle this guy, and he's on the ground, right? So the play should be over. Blow the whistle, that sort of stuff. The body of the player starts like humping the ground and like inching. You seen it?
Yes.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
yes.
I was dying.
He still gets the touchdown.
I'm dying. I think I said I'm donating my Xbox after this one. That's some shit that would happen to us on Blitz when Cesar and I play Blitz, and they would find a way to come back and beat us. I also saw like Blitz's kicking is borderline impossible. Cesar is the only person I've seen actually convert a field goal in NFL Blitz, the 64 games. Because like the meter's going like this. You're trying to kick the ball, and you have to line it up in the middle, and it's just going like this. I saw the reverse of that, where it never left that middle part. It was just like stuck in the middle, and they just mashed a button and it went through. It's like, damn, this is the opposite of Blitz. It's like the perfect kick was just just impeccably lined up out of nowhere.
Damn.
Oh, good stuff.
I don't know how true this is, but I just sent you the best auto-generated names from CFB 26 so far.
I saw some good stuff with like crazy coaching
The
exchanges.
very first one already. Golly.
Joey Chestnut, the hot dog eating
Freaking Joey Chestnut.
JoJo,
Patrick Mahomes.
legend smoker, P. Ecker.
P. Ecker.
Oh, he's a
Oh,
5-star
these are gold.
recruit. He's a 5-star recruit.
BJ Handy. Oh my god.
F.U.
L. Ebron.
Johnny Gooch. Charles
All
Schwab.
about the gooch.
Charles Schwab, that's kind of fucked up.
Sure. Yeah, financial investor.
Yeah, he's a financial major at what school is this he's going to?
Good old Nate Dogg.
Oh my
Gordon
God. You like Gordon Ramsay?
Oh shit.
This goes on forever. George Bush. I saw the
my-
George Bush one somewhere.
D-bags. These are really good. These are really, really good.
Oh, Nick Chubb's a real player.
John-
That's solid.
John
though.
Wick.
John Wick. You killed John Wick's football?
Oh, that's some good shit.
Oh, that's crazy. Some designers were having a good time with that
Yeah.
naming engine. Whatever they did with that, they enjoyed that one. They had some fun with it. We told the people this would not be a sports podcast. We have to eventually move on from sports. This comes from Jordan Midler at VGCVideoGamesChronicle.com. Nintendo is ending the Nintendo Switch game voucher service. Nintendo has announced that it is ending the service, which will conclude on January 30th, 2026, after which time it will no longer be possible to purchase the popular vouchers. Nintendo Switch game vouchers allowed players to pay a lump sum for multiple game vouchers at once, which would result in the games they redeemed them against being cheaper. For example, currently a player could purchase 2 game vouchers for $100. They could then redeem those vouchers for 2 games, which cost $59.99 each, such as Super Mario Party Jamboree or Mario and Luigi Brothership, a saving of $20. Nintendo's confirmed that unused vouchers will expire 12 months after the original date of purchase. Nintendo hasn't said if it plans to introduce a new service that will feature Nintendo Switch 2 titles. Yeah, it never got confirmed that there would be Nintendo Switch 2 titles, right? It was only the older stuff that was.
Oh well,
they
came out and said that game vouchers weren't going to work with Nintendo Switch 2.
Okay, so they were ahead of that, but this also pulls the program for everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo Switch Game Voucher Service was a popular benefit of Nintendo's online program. This, alongside the classic game catalog and the recently introduced game chat service, are all included as part of Nintendo's paid offering. Fans think they may have uncovered the next games coming to Nintendo's classic game offering, including a beloved fighting game. What? What is this? What do they think's coming? Let's click the link and find out. Oh, it's reportedly Super Smash Brothers for 64 and Donkey Kong 64. Those are two good games.
Oh yeah, that was a do you remember when the Nintendo Switch 2 came out or was coming out, they put out that little video showing the features that were going to be exclusive to the N64 emulator on Switch, such as rewind and CRT
filter. The
which,
next gen,
things that would totally things that would totally work on the original Switch.
Harness the power of the Nintendo Switch 2 exclusively for CRT filter.
But yeah, somebody just noticed within the past like week and a half that in a portion of that video they are showing, as they're showing the options, the background where the games are, where all the game boxes are present, is like blurred. But they noticed several of the game box arts were like, those don't look like anything that's present on the Nintendo Switch service right now.
Yeah.
So they went through like every single box art they could, and they matched up like Glover and Super Smash 64 and
Forsaken
Donkey
64.
Kong and Forsaken, and yeah.
Which I just got that PC remaster on Steam, on the Steam sale. Plays like Descent. A Descent-like. Was that it with that news? They mentioned the Super Mario Strikers, which we have talked about on the show already. All right, that's it for that story. Next up. Okay, I saw that lobby group and I was like, oh God, is that here? More beautiful American news, right? European Union lobby group says law forcing developers to support online games would make them, quote, too expensive. Stop Killing Games is a consumer activism movement that challenges lawmakers to introduce legislation that would stop publishers from being able to destroy video games they have sold to consumers. For example, the movement wants to enshrine in consumer law that games can't be taken offline with no offline alternatives, such as The Crew, Concord, and Multiverses. This comes from Jordan Midler at VGC.com once again. Quote, an increasing number of video games are sold effectively as goods with no stated expiration date, but designed to be completely unplayable as soon as support from the publisher ends, reads a statement from the group. This practice is a form of planned obsolescence and is not only detrimental to customers, but makes preservation effectively impossible. I think that's the key thing, right? Like, it seems like publishers will help themselves out or back themselves up by giving discounts or refunds on items. We know you spent blank amount on cars. We're going to give you those cars back. Or like Concord. Cesar, weren't you fully refunded for your Concord purchase on PS5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, after the whole what was the racing game from Ubisoft? The Crew. The
Crew,
first one, which was online only, and I think they finally patched in Crew 2 and Crew 3. Or the next ones those are playable offline after that fiasco.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the Crew 1 is completely gone.
Quote, an increasing number of video games are sold effectively as goods. I read that part. A petition launched by a group aimed at the EU has gained over 1.2 million signatures at the time of writing, which has prompted lobbying group Video Games Europe to respond. Quote, we appreciate the passion of our community. However, the decision to discontinue online services is multifaceted, never taken lightly, and must be an option for companies when an online experience is no longer commercially viable, reads a statement from Video Games Europe. They go on to talk about private servers and things like that. A lot of the stuff we've been talking about
like
for years, right? And this actually seems like a good lobby group. We don't usually talk about lobby groups in a good light. This sounds solid.
But it seems like their response is like, oh, it would just be too expensive to support this indefinite. That's not what they're asking. They're saying provide a alternate way to play it,
right,
offline,
right,
to preserve it.
You need a way that that this will still be an existing artistic property well after.
Yeah,
they don't make Laserdisc players anymore, but I could still buy Casablanca on the newest format available.
I mean, that's the solution, right? I mean, the ability to make private servers or peer-to-peer gameplay built into the game. That's one way.
And people have found a way to restore. Like, I've played Warhawk online on PS3 in the past 2 years, and people found a way to.
What's that Xbox?
Insignia. The guys that
I was about to say it is Insignia, isn't it?
Yeah, and they're still adding games. I haven't checked in on them in a while, but they're still adding games.
But like you say, there's people that run private servers and Discord groups to where if you want to play Phantasy Star Online on your Dreamcast, they set up dates and times, and you can do it if you
SOCOM 2
set your all your stuff to the right settings. So it's people do it fairly easy.
It's almost like it had to be in the game initially, right?
Yes.
Like Concord wasn't designed to do that.
I mean, it's easier now. I mean, you can use Azure services, right, to make your own server and host different OSs and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, you could just link that up there. So it's not like some people have to actually pay for actual hardware now, licensing and stuff like that, if they didn't have a way of doing it. So
right. Or like Cesar, you keep talking about playing System Shock 2, LAN, PC co-op campaign. Like if it's in the title like that, where that's not going to be taken away from us. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I mean, if you have peer-to-peer, do it. It'll do it.
Famously, like the disc that Brant bought for Halo Infinite, we can't LAN that disc, even though if we all bought copies of that disc, we can't pop that into an Xbox and just stream it and just play it across the room. But we can Halo Combat Evolved from 2001. We can pop in that DVD-ROM and have a LAN party with just what's on the disc. So hopefully this goes somewhere, and I think there's a clamor. There's a groundswell for physical media right now. Are y'all feeling that too? It's not just us banging that drum.
I mean, especially in Europe. Europe is the right place to do this, right? I mean, America would be like your S out of luck, right? Because it's going to be like you accepted the terms and conditions, and then somewhere buried in there it says that they don't honor the right to blah blah blah. I mean, they've done the same thing in Europe, but Europe is a little bit more better about, all right, so this is, predatory on the consumers and actually force a change. Now, will it do anything for any games that have already been out? That remains to be seen if those games will be playable again, but it could prevent that stuff from happening in the future. Like, I think like we all mentioned here, ability to do private servers, LAN connections, peer-to-peer. I mean, cook in different stuff. I think the problem goes into it, like you mentioned, Richard, is that they have stuff like Concord who has to stream in assets. And so it's kind of like you got to figure out a way to stop that and figure out how to release a game fully that you can still download and get. So,
and as we go more towards like AI rendering and remember Crackdown 3 was supposed to have all of this like cloud computing and stuff like that? Like what would that
actually Azure Cloud, it was Azure Cloud stuff. It was like before Microsoft went into Azure deep in on the services,
They were onto something in that 2013, 2014 period, weren't they? They were knocking on the door of where we are now with a bunch of that stuff. Yeah. As maligned as that E3 presentation is, and they were already there with the whole disc unlock and game key. That was a game key disc.
They're ahead of their time. But I mean, the problem with that was, I think once it locked that serial number to your console, right, it was yours. It's like you couldn't really lend it out or resell it. That was the only drawback. I think it was a little bit more palpable from Nintendo's point of view, because they but you can resell this.
Yeah, and you could take that cartridge in, but that disc wasn't worth anything unless you flip that license on a marketplace, right? Weren't they talking about setting up a marketplace where you could sell that stuff?
Correct. Yeah, there was going to be a way on there, and we all know that. I don't know if we talked about it, but we all know that all these Nintendo games, Switch and Switch 2 or base, all have license keys, right? That's how they're able to tell when so-and-so has multiple copies of the same license that, oh, no, somebody's already playing this. So there's already a license key baked into those Nintendo games, whether or not that will cause problems and issues neither here or there, but that's something they're actively using. So
because people are actually actively getting banned in some cases. There was a
I forgot about the bans.
Oh,
right.
really? What are they banning people for?
It was something I saw. I want to say it was on somewhere on Reddit, where somebody had bought a lot of maybe like 4 or 5 games from somebody off Facebook Marketplace. They took them home, popped them all into their Switch 2, let them all download and everything go. I don't know if they played them or not, and then walked away, came back the next day and went to open their console, and they had a ban and were not able to play anything, and they had to call Nintendo and get on with customer service, show them the listing, show them where they had purchased it and all this stuff to get it unbanned, because they were like, no, I guess whatever system they use to check these things is like, no, these games already belong to this console over here. You can't have the same ones going at the same time, or so.
Wow.
And who knows, that other person may have MIG switched those games or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they ROM dumped them and then sold them. I mean, who knows? So that seems to be the case, because then they're still playing those games illegally. So I think some people are getting penalized because of that fact. Because I think Brant's right. I think I remember correctly. I think it was something with that license key was out on a whole bunch of different areas. So, but yeah, these games are coming with built-in license keys now. Nintendo hasn't really mentioned that, but I mean that was something Microsoft openly said in that 2013. Like Richard said, it was ahead of their time.
Yeah,
they weren't ready for that yet. So.
I mean, we were already kind of registering those keys when we did the gold points, right? When we would pop in a cartridge and redeem gold points for buying a physical copy. Didn't that, like, I couldn't buy a Brothership and pop it in and redeem the gold points and then give it to Brant and let him do it, right? It knew that game.
Yeah, it won't do that.
It knew that copy had been registered redeemed, or whatever, right? Yep. Yeah. So, yeah, they had this going on at a certain point. We're always talking about preservation of physical media. That's what it boils down to. I think that's why we're all some sort of cross between collectors and preservationists. That's how we got to this point. That's why we are on the soapbox. It feels like week after week.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're ready for that point now where we just kind of do what the 4K releases are doing, where some of these studios are releasing, major studios release of their movies in 4K because they won't do it. So, I mean, we're almost to that point, like, stop giving us this halfway method.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and just get a third party involved. Let your game run its course and then, do like the most up-to-date patch you can after a year or so for people who truly want to have that. But then again, we can't get there yet because, Target wants to sell Switch 2s. Nintendo wants Target to sell Switch 2s, and you can't just sit there and like, well, we're not going to have any games for you to sell. So, I mean, how are you going to make your revenue? I mean, you only can correct that course unless the supply chain between Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo gets bigger where they can sell the consoles themselves, and they're getting there. But I don't think it's big enough to handle all those crowds. So, because, I mean, they're all three of these companies are building internal stores to get to that point because they know slowly but surely you're going to have retailers back out when there's less and less money they can make off these.
Yeah, because e-commerce is weeding out these brick and mortar stores. I watched a video today, Cesar. Sony is doing Disney's 4K Blu-rays. Like Sony's in charge of that whole process.
Huh.
They signed that deal, I think, last year where Disney had offloaded all their Fox and Disney movies. That's why you're having issues with the demand for Kingdom of Heaven because it came out in May. Sold out immediately, and then Sony came out and was like, yeah, don't worry, we're going to print more. I think the holdup is the damn still case is what's holding them up because that's the only release they've done with it. And it's like, the still cases it's not a finite thing.
I'm not that kind of collector. Like, just give me I need it in a nice case. I don't need a steel case.
Yeah, that's why I didn't succumb to I need to buy this $200 copy of Kingdom of Heaven because Sony had said they were coming out and printing more. I'll just wait for the standard edition because it literally just came out 2 months ago, so barely 2 months. So
I think Sinners is kind of in the same boat. Like people were having issues getting copies of Sinners after the Steelbook release.
Sinners is pure cinema. That's a good ass movie.
I
It's
saw it at
probably one of
Walmart.
the best original movies that's coming out in the last half decade.
I might have to.
It's really good.
I have access to that movie, but I might have to support that one. I might be in that.
It's really good, really original. So,
Buish is in the chat, says Home Run Derby live stream. I see. Well, yeah, we started off with the baseball.
He's playing Home Run Derby on 3DS.
The dog one.
Yeah.
Was that it's like Rocky's Home Run Derby or something?
I think so. Yeah.
I heard that was a good game. I don't think I ever played that one.
I think I downloaded it. I have the base game. I don't know if I ever paid for like the full unlock, but
yeah.
But there's various ways to play that now. So,
dropping back real quick to the 4K Blu-ray movies. That's the kick I'm on. So I'm gonna rope everybody into that. Superman is the new version of the pre-order sold out. Like the movie just came out 2 days ago in theaters. The pre-orders of the 4K Blu-ray are gone.
It's that still case is what it is because the only pre-orders it listed is a still case, but they'll come out with a standard edition on that one. I think Kingdom of Heaven only came out with the still case pre-order, and that's where it kind of bogged it. So
right,
that's the gimmick right now. That's the gimmick for people to pay $29 at release is the still case. That's what people have been doing. Because it used to be exclusive to Amazon, and then now it's like
Best Buy
going
used
out
to
to
have
different
some.
realtors. Yeah. So it's like that's just. I mean, I don't care either. I'm like you, but that you want to make revenue, right? That's what the people want. You give it to them. I just think it's convoluted on certain releases because it's like I just give me the movie in 4K, but here we are. So
it's only really a concern to me, like. And I was messing with the employee. Like I pre-ordered Witcher 3 at Best Buy, which was going to come with a steelbook case, and they didn't have them yet or something when I went to pick up the game. So I gave the employee a hard time just because I knew, having worked retail, like they just didn't have it. That's how it goes. And I was giving this person, Cesar, I think you know this individual, but I was giving them a hard time because they were giving me shit back. Like it was a whole thing. I wasn't a Karen in there. And then I went back a couple of days later and got it just because it was like a pre-order thing. But I don't know that there's any sort of steelbooks aren't really an incentive to me. I thought that fad kind of went away, but it seems like it did for games, but not movies. Like movies is the thing now.
it's kind of like the LPs records for like music. It's like that's the in thing right now. Is people who are collectors are clamoring for these steelbooks. So.
They want the steelbook.
That's just the meta right now. That's all it is. So I mean that's the way it's going to be until.
What a nice steelbook this is.
Yeah,
sure. You're not looking at that thing for 2 hours. You're watching a movie for 2 hours.
I mean it's whatever makes it look nice on the shelf. That's pretty much what it is now. So
yeah, to me they look off. Like the format's different than everything else you collect. Why get that one? Or at least put a nice slip cover over it.
It's like I don't want to diverge too far off the tracks, but it's like the movie theaters. Like everybody go to movie theaters, they buy like these special edition popcorn books. So it's like buckets. So
what? So how
drinks?
Yeah,
so.
I saw that referenced about Superman because Superman is the zeitgeist right now. Like it's the pop culture thing everybody's talking about. What are the special popcorn buckets? What is this?
They're typically like some kind of replica of the movie itself. They're huge. They cost about $80, and you get
80
popcorn. And then unlimited popcorn for that one movie, but
hell no.
It's like a collectible.
Yeah, they're limited. Like
I saw the Superman one. Like it looked nice, but it didn't look $80 nice.
Just look up do me a favor and look up the Doom popcorn bucket. Just look up the Doom popcorn bucket. You'll enjoy that one.
Please tell me it's a sandworm.
Oh, it is.
Please tell me it's a sandworm.
You already do.
Wait, am I going to need some of these? Having recently acquired a popcorn maker, am I going to need
I don't know if you're going to want this one
bucket?
because then you have to explain something to your little ones about this popcorn bucket.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know. It looks.
Yeah.
It looks a little
Yep.
rectal.
Yep.
Yeah.
You reach
You
in
see
there
it's
for
going
the
for-
popcorn?
You see, some of these are going for $800 on eBay. It's
Oh,
like this is the
God.
meta too for movie theaters. Like people like like a big movie like Superman, or I'm sure
Okay.
Fantastic Four is going to have one. I think they do have one with Galactus' head. It's supposed to be super huge.
It's a big deal.
It's like that's like the meta for getting people in the movie theaters. It's like what we're talking about for 4K Blu-ray, 4K Ultra HDs is the still case. It's like it's
Right.
what people want right now. It's not gonna. It may not be that way forever, but people are actively going in there and spending money on this. So
The thing is, this is a markup. This isn't even like a pre-order bonus, like included with your purchase. This is an upsale of the ultimate variety. Buish says, get those buckets, multiple sandworms. That would be amazing. Buish, would you reach your hand in the sandworm rectum if I popped you some
buttery sandworm?
Yeah.
So I'm laughing because there's a sticker here they're selling on here that says, "I'm just here to F the popcorn bucket, Doom Part 2.
Yep.
With or without the butter.
Hey, movie theaters don't even use real butter. It's coconut.
Yeah,
It's butter flavored coconut oil.
That's true.
Hey, that's what I popped down here in the basement. I got me some coconut oil and some
Yeah.
Flavacol.
Flavacol, baby.
Yeah, I got it. I got the big ass thing of Flavacol.
You're doing it right, Richard.
Like the professionals.
Oh shit. We have to have a movie day and
So
do some
I
popcorn.
mentioned
and
earlier that the
sandwich
Fantastic
buckets.
buy that one. I mentioned that the Fantastic Four First Steps Galactics has an LED popcorn bucket for $80 is already sold out. Movie's
Really?
not even out.
Damn.
Movie's
Yeah.
not even out. Is that
The
somebody
will
that
be
knows
available-
they're going to be able to go to the midnight launch or something?
I guess so.
They pre-order them like they
Yeah.
do other stuff. So
There's still some
the thing
available
I want
here.
right now is a KFC bucket.
Yeah.
There's a
that's an
30th
awesome
anniversary
popcorn bucket.
Gundam Wing KFC bucket.
What?
Oh yeah, from the Japanese KFCs.
It's Japanese KFC, man.
There's something.
But
There's
yeah,
something for everybody, right?
Yeah, this is where we're at. So I mean, this is what's happening right now in the movie theater world, and people are eating it up because they're limited. The FOMO kicks in, and
Yeah.
they're super expensive. So
My
But,
best KFC branded item was a Gigapet. That was the Digimon. That was the Tamagotchi / Gigapet that we got, was the KFC one. You bought a meal and spent $10 extra or something and got a Gigapet, and it ate chicken. Like that was the food you would feed it. Oh God, let's get back on the rails. That was an awesome sidebar though. Someone tell me about this Ghost of Yotai State of Play. I did not watch this, having not played much of the first game.
I did not watch this either because
Didn't either,
now I'm at the like Richard and Cesar level of I've seen what I need to. I'm just gonna buy it and play.
You
the
already
game when
know,
it comes
right?
That being said, this article is from Polygon, Austin, Manchester. Just goes over some of the stuff they showed. Nothing
set.
really, I guess, spoilery. But they did tout things like the return of the Kurosawa mode, which is like that black and white filter with the film grain, along with a couple new presentation styles, such as Takashi Miike mode. Puts the camera closer to the action and features more blood and mud during
the horror,
fights.
the horror master
Mud.
Takashi Miike.
What do you know that name from, Cesar? What did
He's made a lot of Japanese horror films.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it says Western audiences might recognize his recognize him best from his 2013 samurai film 13 Assassins.
I've never seen that. Is that a good one? Solid.
That's probably his most popular one in
13
America.
Assassins.
The next one I'm actually really pumped for because I did get to hear some of the music. I think PlayStation posted it on either their Instagram or YouTube or something.
Oh yeah, I saw this somewhere else too.
Showcasing this, where they partnered with Samurai Champloo director Shinichi Chiro Watanabe for a mode that adds lo-fi beats to exploration and combat. So he's composed several different like tracks, and it is very Samurai Champloo-esque. Just the tiny bit of music that I heard, it sounds really damn good.
That whole series is $5 right now on iTunes, by the way. May or may not have just purchased that within the past hour.
Other than that, I think they showed off stuff like the weapon sets that the new character can use, things like dual katanas, adachi, kusagami, that Atsu can switch between on the fly during combat and disarm opponents during fights, things like that. Then they showed off the limited edition Ghost of Yotei themed consoles.
Yeah, new covers,
where there's like a very
the kind slim base.
Yes, it's the PlayStation like slim style. With either a gold or black themed, where it's like kind of like the ink painting, which is like a mountain motif that kind of branches off into like maybe cherry blossom branches and stuff. And there's corresponding controllers that go with these as well. The article does not go over the price, but I'm assuming they're probably $90 to $100 more than a standard console. Would be my
immediate
guess.
Sellouts when it comes out.
Yeah, I think they said they're selling all the covers of individually, as Brian was saying, and I think they listed like the different locations you can buy some of this stuff. So like not everything is from PlayStation Direct. But I think majority in the United States it is from PlayStation Direct. I think mostly that tweet was geared towards our European partners here. So
in the EU. That it for that?
They did go
Ghost of Yotei?
Yeah.
No more?
Yeah, they went a little bit into the story, just talking about how it's a revenge story where the character is going after 6 different individuals that are responsible for her family's death, and it seems like it's a lot more open to where you can kind of decide whichever one you're going to go after at any point, and you can switch it up. And of course they said that this is not a direct sequel to the previous game, taking place about 300 years after the first game. So, and it's going to release, of course, October 2nd.
And that will complete
sooner than it feels
Sony's first party slate for the year.
Yep,
that's it.
Because I got that Death Stranding 2 was their exclusive for X amount of months or a year at least, and then Ghost of Yotei.
Hopefully we get a surprise for like wintertime. Maybe some sort of old school.
I don't think so, because that fiscal year call, the financial call, they said they're just promising to do one major one a year. So for now,
dang.
I think the Concord debacle kind of set them back, and they still constantly talk about how we're gonna continue with these initiative to push games as these, however many gas games they have, but it constantly seems like Haven just got shut down, and that one's not coming out, and
Marathon hasn't been super promising looking.
Marathon got delayed.
Yeah.
But Helldivers is coming to Xbox. I got a feeling Helldivers is coming to Switch. I mean, I think that's going to be the norm now.
Huge on those other
Helldivers is amazing.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be the norm coming forward
Yeah.
from Sony. I think you're going to see these gas games coming on and everything ever. I think they learned their lesson about keeping it on a closed platform.
Yeah,
so.
for those gas games, you want as many customers as you can get to them.
Kind of the Warzone example, right? Like I know Warzone was spread across everything before the Activision Blizzard acquisition, but that's a great example.
Mm-hmm.
And you just rake in the profits from that whale. That one's gonna make money. Next up in news, in a fresh twist, Romero Games denies it's closed and says publishers could yet save its first-person shooter. This comes from Andy Robinson at VGC.com. Last week, Romero Games confirmed it had lost funding for its unannounced shooter project after an unspecified publisher, later named as Microsoft, pulled its publishing agreement. This, of course, has to do with all the studio closures and Microsoft consolidation of, I guess you could say, the past 2 or 3 years, but it was 9,000 something jobs 2 weeks ago, including the coalition or the initiative that were making Perfect Dark. Later, an employee claimed, quote, the whole studio, end quote, was being let go as a result of the pulled publishing deal, and a second anonymous employee echoed this claim in a report by the Journal. In a newly published statement addressing the studio status, Romero Games has denied that it has closed its doors and stated that it has been contacted by several publishers who could yet save its unannounced project. Didn't Mrs. Romero come out and say something about there were some job? Yeah, this is weird. Quote, go ahead.
It's Romero, and he's a first-person shooter developer, so, I mean,
right.
Yeah, somebody's going to come in there like, hey, yes. If it was like a random thing like Empire Sin, which was like their mafia-based turn-based game, I can see people going like, I'm not too sure about that. But this is a first-person shooter for John Romero, man. Come on.
So how does that work with a studio like The Initiative, where they've made so much progress on Perfect Dark, or didn't, according to certain reports? Like, does that engine go somewhere? Does that project go somewhere? We know that IP can't go anywhere.
I mean, unless Microsoft gets to that point where they start licensing that stuff out. So that's what you hope, right? Maybe some old teammates want to carry that torch,
or just go ahead and give that to Crystal Dynamics.
I don't know how long they're going to be around, because they took a hit from that, and then we talked about it last time where Tomb Raider has been in
trouble,
development hell. Yeah, so it's like Bracer might be like call their number soon, So
we want to address recent reports regarding the status of Romero Games. It said these reports have contained inaccuracies, and we feel it's important to set the record straight. I'm only laughing again because this was Mrs. Romero that was confirming a bunch of this stuff a week ago. Quote, the funding for our project was pulled and our game was canceled due to confidentiality agreements. We cannot disclose the publisher's identity, though some may infer it from public information. As a result, we now have to reassess the entire staffing of our studio. Romero Games is not closed. We're doing everything in our power to ensure that it does not come to that. Any suggestion otherwise is factually incorrect. Indeed, we were in the studio today to discuss next steps with the team. There's a couple more quotes. Seems like a little internal pivot there. And as Cesar mentioned, someone will pick up John and Brenda Romero's studio that they founded for some sort of first-person shooter action. Famed developer of Daikatana also, right? The game that will make you its bitch.
Put that on the N64 online service, you cowards.
Oh my god, is that the next step for Romero Games? Is Daikatana 64? Wasn't there a Game Boy Color port of some kind, or like a version, and that one ended up being like the better game to play total? Like overall?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Last but not least, PlayStation
I know you guys have been talking. It's all from the PlayStation blog from our old friend here, Adam Michel. So, this celebrate the PlayStation Plus 15th anniversary. They went ahead and released, as they made this announcement, I think last week, if Brent can correct me, around this time, they went ahead and released Cyberpunk 2077 as part of their PlayStation Plus games for the month, which made it available instantly that day. Also, there's an additional discount on Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty, and that is good until the 23rd, 9 more days to get that, which is 30% off. Then we go into, outside of that, we go into the rest of the month here, which should be premiering tomorrow around noon. So, Aviotic Factor for PS5, which is a 90s sci-fi twist-rich character progression to the multiplayer open world survival crafting genre. That's your thing. You up to 6 players can choose their PhDs, build their scientists, gear up, and explore a massive subterranean complex filled with supernatural artifacts. I'm not going to read the whole thing here. Then you have Banishers, which I think, Brant, correct me if I'm wrong, this might be from Don't Nod, if I'm not mistaken. I've heard this game is very, very good.
So.
Yeah, this one takes place in New Eden, 1695. Antea Durot and Red Mac Roth are lovers and banishers, ghost hunters who are vowed to protect the living from the threat of lingering ghosts and specters. Following a disastrous last mission, Antea is fatally wounded, becoming one of the spirits she loads. So, if you feel like that's up your alley, go ahead and play Banishers, Ghosts of New Eden.
I've never heard of this one.
I think we just mentioned it. I think it was made from Don't Nod, which I think I've heard very much so. This game's very good.
You just played their Remember Me.
Still going through, but I'm currently going through it.
Currently.
And now to outdo Game Pass themselves, they had to catch back up, and now it's PlayStation's turn. We have Bluey, the video game, out of the clutches of Leish's hands, now in the clutches of my hands, where I can get 1,000 points on Xbox and continue to get the platinum on PlayStation.
Leish's B-hole corner game of the year, Bluey, the video game.
We also have a Planet Zoo console edition. This, as it says, is build a world full wildlife of Planet Zoo. It's from the developers of Planet Coaster and Zoo Tycoon. Planet Zoo features an incredible array of authentic animals who think, feel, and explore the world you design around them. I mean, just think of it as a sim where you literally build a zoo. You got to bring in customers, you got to bring in revenue. It's that whole dopamine of like, oh, I can do this now. Oh, I can do that. And as you do a lot more. So if that's your thing, go for it. Risk of Rain 2. I think Risk of Rain was one of those original roguelike ones, right? If I remember correctly. I think Risk of Rain 2 went more of a 3D route on this one. But it's escape a chaotic alien planet by fighting through hordes of friends monsters with your friends or on your own. And it's like a loot. Then we have Tropico 6, what I like to call Fidel Castro Simulator. He plays El Presidente in the island state of Tropico as you shape the fate of your own Banana Republic. I don't know if that means the country or Banana Republic, the store.
The clothing line.
So,
Are those still around?
I think so.
Maybe.
I've never played a Tropico, but I've heard good things about them.
It's that whole Sims and all that kind of stuff on there. It's like, but the cool thing is, if we wanted to F around and do it, I mean, there's 3 of us.
Up to 4 players, I see it.
4 players, yeah.
Yeah. There's this seems like a Mark's Night game from everything I've ever taken from Tropico. Like management, RTS style sim.
So we can confirm Tropical 6 is staying away from Weish's beehole. So New World Terranium is a PS5 game made by Amazon. This is, I think, an
New
action
World,
RPG
that's right. Mm-hmm.
on the supernatural island of Eterion. A shipwrecked explorer who washes ashore on the mysterious island forges your destiny on an adventure filled with danger and opportunity. So it's endless opportunities to fight, forge, wait among the island's wilderness of ruins. I guess this is mostly for those people who tend to like. I guess Skyrim is that it's just trying to scratch. It's from what I've looked online. It's not it's not Skyrim, but it's like, all right, if you like that freedom-esque 3D world,
it's an open world, yeah. I signed up for this was a Stadia project or something at one point. I might be misquoting that, but it was
no, you're right. Yeah,
it was some sort of streaming thing that I signed up for, and it was like, you're part of Amazon Prime, you're gonna get into New World, but it's been 5 or 6 years past that point, and it still has lags. So
yeah.
Now it's coming to multiple platforms.
Brand's month for PlayStation Plus premiums as we get a Twisted Metal 3.
Oh,
yeah.
These premium editions are horrible.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it's just Twisted Metal, right? I don't know, Brent. You can probably go deeper. I think 4 is the one where they went a little bit different, right? I think 3 was just a new developer, supposed to be the sequel to 2, which was probably, the best of that trilogy. And then you had 4 that came out, which was mostly centered around Sweet Tooth and his posse of evil henchmen.
And then
I think
Small
that was mostly,
Brawl.
yeah, and I think that was mostly multiplayer based, if I remember. Like they just had you go through it. I don't think there was a very good single player mode in that one, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I played it. But then,
No,
of course,
there was a single player. I mean,
there was. I feel like it
Single
was
track.
just too short compared to ones on there. But
what it was is like the first Twisted Metal 3 was 989 Studio foray into Twisted Metal, and it was kind of like your standard Twisted Metal, but I mean it felt a little different. I mean, we've talked about this. I loved it as a kid. But I know some diehards of the franchise were not happy that it changed hands. And then
I've been fine with every Twisted Metal release personally. So
and then
I haven't played a bad one either, to be honest.
4 is when like Sweet Tooth, basically the story is like Sweet Tooth won the Twisted Metal tournament, and he has now taken over in Calypso's place. He threw Calypso out a window and has taken over, and now he's running his own tournament, and so it's freaking bizarre. And like the very last level's this crazy twisted carnival, and there's one level that's like a kid's bedroom, and like there's little Hot Wheels tracks up to different places, and you can blow up things and like go inside the walls, and I thought it was pretty damn good.
Did a lot of cool stuff.
I still
not
have
what people wanted,
both my hard copies,
but did cool stuff.
Either way, I mean, these have all been enhanced with the up rendering, rewind, quick save, and custom video filters. They're part of the service, and they are probably going to be sold separately. My guess would be $10 a piece. It's typically what they go for. So, and then all that you can enjoy tomorrow around noon. So,
July 15th. Is that it for news? We did it?
that is it.
All right. Let's plow through some games played here. I've got essentially one games played and a couple games acquired, but I'll touch on that real quick. The games played was with you guys. We dropped back into Call of Duty Warzone. There's now a Resurgence casual mode on. It's not Verdansk. What's the Alcatraz map name?
Rebirth?
Rebirth Island, of course. Why not just call it Alcatraz? Or the Rock Island.
You can.
The Rock.
You think that's trademarked?
Possibly.
Can't have the Rock.
I mean, you talking about the movie, the island itself, or the wrestler?
The movie is named after the island, not the wrestler. The wrestler came from an island. The wrestler could have been in the movie. All right, we're full circle. We got several wins on this mode, and had fun doing so.
Yes.
Dare I say, Warzone is good. Like I'm thoroughly enjoying Warzone again. What, three wins, and a couple of second places? Yeah.
It was competitive.
Yeah, that was a fun night of Warzone. Yeah, you had your bots that were just kind of running around doing their thing, but we had some really competitive finishes, like some great ending areas, a lot of good teamwork with like trying to figure out where the last person is. I feel like 2 of our wins were like 4v1, and it was trying to find somebody. One of our losses, one of our second place finishes was that same 4v1, and they bought back everybody, and those people killed us. They dropped in behind us and killed us. So it works both ways, but this felt like Warzone of old. I would like
Definitely
some more map.
closer.
I would like some more map variety, but I did not hate a minute of what we played. Like, that was fun. It was a fun stream. It was fun gameplay. All of it was what we're looking for in that experience, I believe. you guys feel the same way on that one. Y'all can expound on that. I mean, everybody knows what Call of Duty Warzone is.
I think I felt everything was fair.
Yeah.
Till the very end, even in the very end. So I mean, it wasn't like much bullshit going on there. I mean, there was a point where there was some sweatiness going on with Brant and them on landing. It was like it was up in the air for a second. So
and that felt like one game, right? There was one game where that felt really off. Game. Yeah. And that was you guys trying to come back. Like I was on the ground the whole time, but I heard you talking about like Brant. I think Brant was like, "Let me land, fuckers."
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I died, came back, was trying to land in one position, and got shot down. And I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna flip the map, and then went to the other side of the map, and immediately, as I'm gliding over there, pop, 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 pop. I'm like, damn it, getting it everywhere.
It's aggravating, but Resurgence makes that slightly less.
Yeah,
aggravating. You're less likely to be pissy about it if you're coming back.
I'm a fan of the casual mode. I like it. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
That's where we need to be. We're not sweaty. We tend to play position. That's about it. Like if we're not in the right ground or layout or positioning, or we're trying to strategize, like we lose to the people that are just running around shooting and either aimbotting or aim assist or cheat controller. Like we're going to lose those every time. But for us, it's the strategy of trying to be in the right place, trying to predict the circle, moving with the gas. Like there's ways that we play that I feel like in those sweaty modes, people don't. They're not after that. They just want to kill and that's it. And we play it like a SOCOM or like a military shooter and try to be strategic with it. Like we did with PUBG all those years ago.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I mean, we can still go and do PUBG at some point here.
We can. Friend of the show, Charles, sent me a picture today. He has unlocked every achievement available in the Xbox version of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. He has all of them. And I was like, oh, dear God, how many hours? We need to look and see what his clock looks like on Battlegrounds. He's like, I wake up every morning and play an hour at least. It's like, it's not a bad life getting in some PUBG. That's it for my games played. I'll quickly go through some games acquired. I actually thought Brant style to set these out to go through quickly. This was on Amazon, brand new. This is Capcom Classics Collection Volume 2 for the PlayStation 2. And it was a brand new copy for, was it 10 or 20, Cesar? I think
$7.99.
What's that?
$7.99.
Yeah, I was talking to you when it went live, and I ordered it, and I got it, and it was a new copy from what I could tell, but the disc was loose, and I'm like, God, I gotta open this now and see what's up. And it was like one of the last releases of the PS2. It didn't have the memory card holder. It was like a flush, not this copy that you can see here. This is that copy, but I had to rehome it. It was like a super cheap disc spinner in there, and that's what had broken loose and had made the disc go loose. So even though I had this beautiful mint case and a brand new game, I had to open it up, and I had a spare PS2 case that I could pop it into, and the disc wasn't damaged. Like I looked at it when it came in, and there was no surface damage or anything on the disc from flopping around in there. But that was kind of annoying, but it was good to go, and it's a cheap, brand new PS2 game. I'm not sure exactly. It says Capcom Classics Collection Volume 2 brings together 20 of Capcom's golden arcade games on one disc. And I definitely see... That almost looks like a Darius game on here. Oh, here they get 20 Capcom Classics. 1941, Avengers, Black Tiger, Block, Captain Commando, Eco Fighters, Knights of the Round. Knights of the Round is that brawler, right? Like a 2D street brawler. I think it's in the Capcom Beat 'em Up collection, I want to say. Write to Mark's Knight at NOFODcast@gmail.com with your corrections. The King of Dragons, Last Duel, Mega Twins, Magic Sword, Quizzin' Dragons, Sidearms, The Speed Rumbler, Street Fighter, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Strider, Three Wonders, Tiger Road, and Varth. So even though there's, these games have been re-released on other, and Capcom's done a good job. Like they have that Capcom, I I think they call it Arcade Collection, that new generation one, right? Where you can buy them either piecemeal or all in one as like a lump sum. You can get like
That's
1942, 1943. They've done a good job about preservation here recently, especially with Mega Man and Resident Evil. And we have nothing to complain about Capcom stuff, but this was just a cool chance to get a PS2 game. Did you jump as well? Did you have this one?
Yes.
You already had that one in your collection?
I already did. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't buy it.
Cesar, this was one of your recommendations. I grabbed this as well. It was on Woot, and it got to me super fast.
There it is. No, there it is.
Woot, there it is. Woot, here it is. You guys played this on what, Extra, PlayStation Extra or Premium? I think it was.
Still there. Mm-hmm.
It's still on there.
Mm-hmm.
From Devolver Digital, this is the Plucky Squire. So that's how you said it had like Zelda style puzzles and stuff. It just looks like you're playing a diorama almost.
It looks and plays like Link to the Past, but it's instead of it being, there's some mechanics in there where you attack enemies with sword, but it is mostly like, all right, solve this puzzle to go on to the next part of the map, solve this puzzle to go on the next part of the map, and it keeps it fresh because it does kind of like the recent Zelda game that came out on the 3DS, which is my favorite one. There are some bits in there where you can go from 2D, 3D mode. It kind of uses that. You kind of look at it as inspiration. It used it in there for. So
that's a good homage. Everybody loves Link Between Worlds. But that is the Plucky Squire from Devolver Digital. I remember being wowed by it at the time, like when they're showing it off at trade shows and, you know, E3 presentations and things like that. And pretty happy to have that one in the collection. And
it was a Shuei get. That's why. So
yeah, when he was out there doing the third-party acquisition stuff. Yeah.
Or the indies.
Yeah. That's what it was. And third party was Geo for a long time, right? Now he's doing it for Nintendo, and we need to see some more of that come through. Last but not least, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutants Unleashed. This is also for the PS5. I don't know much about this one. I saw it go on sale, and I looked it up, and it said team up with a friend in 2-player couch co-op. And my youngest child is an absolute fanatic for this new Ninja Turtles universe. Starting with Mutant Mayhem, the movie, and the TV show. They love, and this is probably my new favorite Turtles also. Like, I guess Turtles eras are the ones you grew up with, and mine was the original. But this is such a good version of Turtles to me. And I've enjoyed sharing it with my kids, and I was like, let's go. We'll try the 2-player mode on this. I think they'll get a big kick out of that.
The new movie is a good ride. It's very, very good.
Oh, it's fantastic. A lot of fun. I haven't personally watched the TV show. I'm wanting to go through that myself, but that movie was amazing. Is there a second one announced, movie-wise?
I don't think so. Not yet, but I think it is. I want to say it's in the docket. Well, Paramount's kind of in a weird spot now because they're getting ready to close that sale with Skydance. So I don't think they want to spend too much money right now. So it's like they've been really lax on like anything else coming out. So
that Mutant Mayhem movie was like co-written / directed by Seth Rogen. I was waiting for Brant McKee to do the Seth Rogen Turtle Seth Rogen laugh. His Warzone character that guided us to many victories. But that's it for me. Some Call of Duty Warzone and a PS2 game and a couple PS5 titles acquired.
Brief, so I can get going here. I haven't had time to play much. I think I've talked to you guys last night. I've been fiddling with trying to get Halo Reach and play that game because that's probably the only one on the Master Chief Collection I have not beaten yet. I think many a times we as a group have tried to start it, and I've been fiddling around on different ways to play it, and I came down to the ROG and the Steam Deck because for whatever reason there is not a way to carry saves over in that game to PC to console. So I've noticed when I start on console, it does not pick up on PC. So I was like, all right, I went through this whole ordeal about the best way to play it, and I mentioned before on max settings, I mean, even though the ROG Ally is 120 frames per second, I can't get it past 58 to 60 frames per second. No matter what I do, I can max it out. Unlimited cap, which is fine. 60 frames is fine. But I've noticed when I went and did the Steam Deck version, which I do have the OLED one, so that's a caveat. Not everybody here has it because then the OLED one goes 90 frames per second on that screen.
Mm-hmm.
So that one allows me to clock in at 90, no issues on that one with all settings maxed out. So haven't played much on there. I think the only thing I've played was probably the first two missions, which is the one that we all have played.
Yeah.
Which is the initial arrival of the Covenant, when you were thinking that the Noble team is going to fight some rebels, but then they found out that Covenant has evaded Reach, and then the second level is basically you're providing a assistance to Sword, which is an area over there which is under attack from the Covenant, and so then you're paired off with a Cat, which is another Noble. It's like they kind of slowly pairing you off, and that Noble squad is not a big fan of you. I think you're considered Noble 6. You're replacing somebody that had perished previously, and as the commander said, you have big shoes to fill. So he's the record like lone wolf thing, kind of like Master Chief is. He's like, all right, this guy's a lone wolf. None of your lone wolf tactics are going to work here. Be careful around that. So outside of that, I mean, I'm not going to go into games acquired because then we'll be here till midnight.
Damn, it's a hefty list.
I never go over it. I always get stuff. All right, so the other thing I did get that I will mention here is they sell this adapter, and I'm holding an adapter for Brand here, and this allows you to make your Joy-Con 2 into a mouse. It's on Amazon. It's a good build. It fits it pretty well. Snugs it in there, gives a good ergonomical grip, better fit on my hand, and I've tried it out with Cyberpunk.
That's awesome.
Welcome to the Welcome Nintendo app and some other mouse games, and it does a very, very good job of accurately reading it while playing on a small table. This is something that I wish we had, as Richard has joked earlier in the week about having a 3D printer on there, but this gets the job done because I was concerned about the build because somebody had commented on the reviews that it's cheap, and I was like, this is actually not that cheap because I felt 3D printed stuff and it tends to be more of a hard haze and brittle texture, but this one is smooth. This is actually done pretty well, and so not only did it give me one, it gave me two for each Joy-Con. So they're all color coded at the bottom. It gives enough space on there. It's very responsive. So for people who feel like that, they need a little bit more grip when playing those mouse modes to give something on there. And I actually prefer playing Cyberpunk with that mouse on there versus using the controller setup on there. Just have to get used to using that left joystick to move instead of using the WASD key. So, but I mean, I don't have too many mouse-based games, so but just navigating the Switch 2 with it, it's nice. It's a nice little feature, and it's not super expensive. It's like $13.99 for both of them on Amazon, if I remember correctly. So
great.
But that is it for me.
You might have to send us both that link.
I can, yeah. If y'all want to look at it, I can confirm it. They're built pretty well, so I'll get it over to Brand to finish up here.
I'll go over my games acquired real quick because I've got 7. First off, I haven't played it yet. This was on the front porch. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3-4.
I have a coworker that is like clamoring to play this, so I'm committed to downloading that for the Xbox on Game Pass and taking that in for them to demo.
I'm excited to see the upgrades and everything, but I have heard that there's only like 10 tracks across both games that made it into this thing. And a majority of my nostalgia is with a lot of those original tracks. So, I mean, which, I mean, I'm sure that the tracks they added are fine. Cause I know Tony Hawk was talking about how he wanted to add, newer music to kind of update it. A different variety and things like
Richard,
that.
I want to let you know when you're accepting, and I apologize, Brandon, I mean to interrupt you. But
no, you're good.
When you're accepting the terms and conditions, they play Lupe Fiasco Skate.
Ooh. Push.
That's the very first track you listen to. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great one.
Coast.
But I'm fortunate enough to where I've got my original PS2 versions over here, and I've got a couple different ways I can play those. So, to me, those are probably still going to be the definitive editions. But I am looking forward to playing these because it looks freaking amazing, and it's a great collection to have these two together. And the other thing I was a little bummed about is the fact that they kind of took the personality away from 4. You know, just making it not as free roam and like mission where you could go and initiate the missions and whatnot. Now everything's just, you got the 2 or 3 minute runs in each level, and you just have to redo. But,
also,
I mean, it is what it is.
Also, not maybe not be for brand, but for people who do miss the soundtracks. I just check. I think Apple Music and Spotify both have playlists, and you do have abilities to play it on at least those 2 consoles. So that is a not a great alternative, but it is an alternative for some. So
go in and throw it in your own way.
Next up, I've got a small selection of Switch games, some of which were from that Amazon Prime Day sale. But starting off with Mario Party Jamboree, with the update.
We all have it now. Let's go. Let's go. We all have it. So that's our Mario Party stream. I think Bleach has this one too.
Dragon Quest 2, or no, Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake.
Mm-hmm.
I went ahead just so I have a good portable version of this game, Fantasian. Thinking about maybe playing that next after, I don't know, Donkey Kong comes out this week, so
it does. I'm looking forward to
it's very, very hard. And then continue on the Square Enix games. A 2-in-1 deal. Octopath Traveler 1 and 2.
Oh, it's a good SKU to have.
Pack.
Yeah.
And this one, I didn't really need it. The games, of course, not all the games are included on here. You have to download most of them, much like a game key card. But on Prime Day, this was like, I don't know, $13, $14, something like that. The Metal Gear Solid
was also tempted.
Volume 1 collection.
Mm-hmm.
And last but not least, me and my family were talking about games that involved celebrities, and they were
how did this come up?
I forget what we were talking about, but it was games that involve celebrities, games that were like built around the celebrity, and then just it's weird that sometimes celebrities are in games, but they're not playing themselves, kind of like Keanu and Johnny Silverhand and things like that.
So you're going to show us Celebrity Deathmatch for original Xbox?
No, this is a PS2 game. They both did not know about this, and I was intrigued enough that I was like, you know what, screw it, I'll find it and
what is this going to be?
It wasn't very expensive, unlike its sequel. We have 50-cent Bulletproof.
Oh yeah. Oh, I wish I still had that standee. I sold that game at retail, and we had a 50-cent standee that we would move about the store and have 50-cent glaring at you from various places in the store.
But it's freaking wild because the game was written by Terry Winter, Emmy Award-winning executive producer of The Sopranos, and it also has cameos with Eminem and Dr. Dre also voicing different characters, not themselves, but characters in the game. And this game wasn't very expensive, like I said, but like Blood on the Sand for the 360 is like $200 or something. Expensive. It's stupid.
Yeah. I wish I could say friend of the show, but Jeff Gerstmann of Jeff Gerstmann Show fame is a huge fan of both of those 50-cent games, especially Blood on the Sand.
And then for games played, I did finish up Assassin's Creed Revelations. And that did finish up Ezio and kind of Altair's story and all that, finally allowed Desmond to wake up out of his weird little coma thing he was in.
Yeah.
And then the game pretty much ends because he's like, "Oh, I'm awake," and the other modern day assassins are around him. They're like, "Oh, hey, look, he's waking up," and he's like, "I know what we have to do. I know where we have to go." And then the credits roll. So
cliffhanger ending.
Well, that's what they'd been doing with the past 3 games. It's just every game is just a tease. The ending is just a tease to the next one.
Yeah.
Buy the next one is what they just should say before the end. And all these
wait 12 months, get the next one.
2 games was there was the whole plot with the Templars, and they're going after the pieces of Eden and whatnot, but then you uncover that there's these ancient beings, and they just call them the ones that were there before, and
like a Promethean culture type thing.
Yeah, and they were a very advanced civilization. They were at war, with different humans and factions and things like that. But eventually, there was like a calamity event. This huge wave of destruction caused by the sun, and it's supposed to happen again. And that's what leads into, like, Desmond's supposed to be the one to help figure out, like, how to save the planet this time. And that goes into the whole, the 12-12-12 apocalypse that was supposed to happen, which leads into the third game. Prophecy,
Nostradamus style stuff.
Yeah, Aztec calendar.
Yeah.
Thing, but so leads into the third game. They're go into this little cave, and as Desmond, one of the he sees these people that came before or whatever. He sees a couple of them. They'll sit there and actually talk to him, communicate with him, because you got this link to them now. So he like collapses. They put him in the Animus, and he has a vision, and that's the first part of this game. You play as a character called, what's his name? Hatham Kenway. And it kind of tricks you. It's what is it? 1760 something, or 1750 something. It's very early. The colonies are just became a thing. He's over there, and he's trying to
They're rebelling, or they just been established, or
they've just been established.
Okay.
So
the new world sort of thing.
Yeah. He's over there trying to track down this key. It's just this like little necklace thing, or they have the key. They're trying to track down what it unlocks. They're trying to find this secret place. And the whole time you're playing, like, it'll show the assassin symbols over like your cohorts and everybody else and all this stuff you're doing, but it actually tricks you because he's gaining all these companions and things and building like a little network at the beginning of the game. The thing is, it's really slow setup, and then at the end, this one person that you found, they're like, yeah, he's put in the work. Let's accept him into our brotherhood. He'll be a true one of us, since he's been working with us. And then they turn around and like put a ring on his finger and say, you are now a Templar. And it's, oh, you've been playing as a Templar this whole time, not as an assassin. But in that time, he met a Native American woman and like had a romantic relationship with her, and thus that introduces us to Connor. Well, that's not his given name, but it jumps, and as a young boy he goes out and plays like hide and seek with some of his friends, and he encounters a character named Charles Lee, which is a Templar. He was in the beginning of the game. He kind of, picks up Connor, threatens him. Ooh. And he's like, we need to know where your village is. And he, of course, is like, you and your people are nothing, and blah, 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 blah. And then throws him down. He hits his head and passes out. When he comes to, he sees smoke, and he runs down, and his village is on fire. His mother's trapped. She winds up perishing. and then it jumps
Ooh.
later,
Not good.
and you do, a little bit more building, like up in the like tutorial-ish things, because Connor does more like hunting, and there's like you can set traps and kill and skin animals, and like certain
that new to
animals you
this
can't
one?
just approach. Yeah.
Okay.
Certain animals you just can't approach. You've got to like hide, and you can throw food out and bait them to you, and or you can snare animals, and so you do all that. It kind of progresses through, and the like village elder brings you in and gives you an artifact that also winds up being a piece of Eden. And that kind of leads Connor on this path of he needs to go seek the symbol that's like the assassin symbol. And that's
Where's that
going
supposed to be?
Well, he talks to the village elder, and she's like, there's a man that lives over here, just, I know it's forbidden to leave, but go ahead and go. That's what you're supposed to do. You'll find this man, and he'll set you in the right path.
Mm.
And he meets this older gentleman named Achilles, who's not very eager to deal with him at all. Till some people try to break into Achilles' house. And Connor, at this point, the whole game, I want to say he's like 13, 14 to about 18 or 19. So it's a kind of his teenage years is this whole span. So he's, reluctant to leave. He just kind of camps out on the dude's land and is like, I'm going to keep coming back every day until you listen to me.
Oh, damn.
Train me or tell me what's going on. But then people go to break into his house, so he fights them and beats them up, and then Achilles comes out and goes, all right, well, you've got some promise, clean this up and then come talk to me. And then over the next several years, he trains him. And, he gives him the name Connor. He's like, you won't get far with your given name. He's like, you need a name you can go by. And he goes, you can pass possibly for Italian or maybe a Spaniard and this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
Better that than them thinking you're indigenous. And
I don't remember any of this. I played a good bit of this game. I don't remember any of this stuff.
So, I mean, the whole game, Connor is, I feel he's kind of flat as a character. He's always very like angry as a character.
Yeah. Just in a pissy mood or.
Yeah. And he's, I won't say naive, but very one-track mind, to where certain things are, and he gets pulled, in trying to cause the revolution because he thinks that's going to save his village, and that's not what the Templars want. And the Templars, he learns later that the Templars don't even care. They're trying to push their own agendas. They're not necessarily for the British either.
Yeah.
Winds up meeting and like working with his dad a little bit before eventually breaking apart from him, and then eventually having to kill him. And then at the very end tracks down Charles Lee and chases him down, fights him, and then the very end, takes the key off him and buries it. And that was the whole thing, was Desmond in the future. That's all they needed was the key.
The key.
And Connor winds up losing technically his identity a little bit. He gets pulled in each different direction. He eventually goes back to his land that his people were protecting. They're gone. They've been pushed off the land now. And he eventually, convenes with the spirits again, and they're like, "No, you served your purpose. We just need you to, hide the key." And even they're using him because they're just using him to transport the key somewhere to where Desmond in the future can get it. So,
The tangled web the Assassin's Creed weaves.
They kind of messed around with the controls a little bit, and at first I was like, well, maybe they wanted it to feel different because now we're a completely different character, new era, things like that.
Give them a different feel.
Yeah, but I think they just kind of changed the whole engine around there with the battling. There's, because you can't buy armor, you get a set amount of health, and it's not the battling when you don't get it right. It's not very forgiving. You can get an enemy that like hammers you, and if you're not quick enough to counter, you're just going to get beat down, and you have to sit there and make sure you get it. Yeah,
just locked in
the one
punishment.
thing that is cool. They introduced the naval combat in this one, so there actually is a little bit of some of that naval combat, and it was interesting playing as both of these characters. I was like, Kenway. I was like, wasn't Edward Kenway the one in Assassin's Creed 4? And I had to look it up, and it was. I'm like, okay, so there's some
where
connection
that name
there.
Goes.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, the story is kind of, it's not bad, but it does like stumble in places. It's kind of like, eh. And outside of being in, this takes place mostly in like colonial Boston. There's New York as well you can travel to, but then there's the frontier. And the frontier is, I get that they wanted to make this game feel very big, but you get out in the frontier and there's nothing. It's all trees,
big empty space.
Some of the trees, a very few of the trees, like you can get in a line in and like jump around on the tops of. If you're running around or searching around, you're likely to run into different animals, and if you run into things like wolves, mountain lions, or bears, you're gonna have to do annoying QTEs to kill them. So I mean, the vast amount of my time, once I played through the little bit and was like, oh, I can start fast traveling everywhere now. That's what I did.
I'm not doing
even when you're in the cities,
doing this on foot anymore.
Yeah, even when I'm in the cities, there's so many redcoats everywhere that it's not really worth getting into any kind of squabble or anything, because I mean, you'll just have a bunch of them everywhere. I mean, they are piled in the city. So
you're better just moving going about your business.
Yeah, after a while, I literally just started boop, 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 doing the story beats. I wasn't really interested in doing any of the side missions or anything. And
yeah,
I don't know. It's this one. And then when you get to the future portion. So at several points, it drops out, goes back to Desmond in order to find these power cells or whatever, these ancient power cells, in order to move this giant like bridge thing closer. In between, you're listening to one of the spirits. I think it's Juno, because there's like Juno and Minerva, and they're telling you about like all the things that they did to try and protect the world, and they tried building these pillars to absorb the sun's power. They tried building something to generate a shield around the earth. All these things failed.
All sorts of inventions and apparatus.
And what it winds up boiling down to is Juno was kind of rogue and radical. And the other one of the other ones you hear, Minerva, who's guided you a little bit, winds up popping up because this place houses Juno. This was the whole thing. She like transferred her consciousness or her everything into this place. And the end game is you go in, you find Juno's here, and there's like this little sphere thing, and she's like, yeah, touch the sphere and then the world can be saved. And Minerva comes out and she's like, no, all she wants, you're gonna set her free. If you do that, no. She just wants to subjugate humanity. She wants to control everything. And
it's like a Calypso character from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah. Juno makes Minerva show Desmond the outcome if he doesn't, and it's like the world is decimated, but there's survivors, and he's one of the survivors, and he helps move everything along, and he's basically seen as like this messiah and then as a god and blah 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 blah. But then eventually people start warring in his name and this, that, and the other, and it just causes the same thing over and over.
Right.
And Minerva pleads with Desmond, don't let her out. It's the best outcome that could happen. He goes, no, that's not really the best outcome. And for some reason, a lot of people didn't like the whole Desmond modern day scenario thing. They just wanted to play
whoever that memory was
in the past game as an assassin. So they were going to kill Desmond off anyway, so that's how they chose to do it. He touches the little ball thing, he dies. Minerva comes out and she goes, all right, well, now it's my turn. Thank you, Desmond, you played your part. And like as the credits roll, there's like this almost looks like Aurora Borealis across the entire world, and there's news reports talking about natural disasters taking place, but then they're suddenly stopping and blah blah blah. But that basically is it, and I don't think they ever touch on anything ever again like that. And it's just
that's it.
Ubisoft then started turning into the grindhouse, the grind mill of well, this time you're going to be a pirate, this time you're going to be this time you're going to be in Egypt,
yeah, they dropped that storyline.
So
I think Cesar's talked about that in the past too.
I mean, Assassin's Creed 3 is probably one of my favorite games.
That one's up there.
It goes well when you read it with the book Forsaken, which I love, and it goes into greater detail about Hathaway and about how his dad was killed, how he was raised by the Templars, his reasoning and why he knew what he truly was. He knew his dad was an assassin, and he grappled with that throughout his teenager years, and his reason why he stuck with the Templars at the end, how he had to go through and save his sister, who they don't explain what happens to his father. And in the fourth game, they just show him being born and as a toddler, and that's it. So if you want more backstory, you read this book. He had to go. His sister got captured. She was going to be a concubine. He had to go in there and run into a eunuch who they cut off his balls and they buried him in the sand. And it's like it's such a fucking good book. And then the other half, it goes right to his son. Great book. It really expanded upon the game even more. Wish it was something they would have put out in the game, but it gives more of
like
motivation why
Haytham
Kemway did what he did. Yeah. So I mean, he in that book he tackled that so long. He knew he had his assassin's heritage, and he's like he just pretended like he was using the Templars or something, and he just kept pushing until he just became one of them. So great book. It really brought a lot of that loose story threads they have in that third movie. Doesn't do anything with the modern day one, but it's mostly for the backstory. Goes in more detail about the final battle between him and his son in there. A little bit more detail. It's pretty good. So, and how he struggled with that and how he's fighting his son and everything. He just did the fatherly thing and took the L. So
yeah. but I did.
Bringing Brant's game full circle. I have the steelbook of Assassin's Creed 3. I don't have I have the game on multiple things. I didn't buy this edition, but I just have the random like empty steelbook of Assassin's Creed 3.
Nice.
With the flag in the background.
I don't know if Brant has played Assassin's Creed Rogue, but I do recommend playing Rogue before you go into Unity, because the very end of Rogue leads right into the very beginning of Unity. So, also another great transition game. So,
I did actually start Liberty. I've played a little bit of it.
The Vita one, Liberation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Liberation. I knew what you meant by Liberty.
The HD version is definitely the
Vita Vita Steelbook.
HD version is definitely the way to play.
Okay.
Because there's several times I tried to play this on Vita and I just couldn't get around it, and I was like, why? What? I can't. Because I started playing it, this new HD version that I've got, and I'm really actually liking it. And I forced it to play on the Vita TV because it's technically not compatible.
You have alternate ways of making sure this happens.
I'm sure it might look better on the Vita's smaller screen, but stretched out on the TV, the 1080p did not look very good.
I want to say it's a 3D game also. Maybe not.
Because it's still Vita hardware, I can only assume that the frame rate issue still persists on Vita, because it doesn't run at the greatest frame rate either. It kind of started making my head hurt. At one point. I'm like, maybe this is why I stopped playing.
Maybe it plays better when you're not forcing it through the. I don't know.
No, because I tried to play it a couple times on the Vita, and I don't. Maybe it's just the weird like touch controls and stuff like that, because it used all that too, and it feels much more traditional. Played HD through with the regular controller and everything.
Yeah.
But it follows. Oh gosh, what's her name? Adeline. And this takes place in 1765's Louisiana.
About to say it's Louisiana.
Where it's the French colony, the Spaniards have shown up. There's some hinky dealings between the governor there and the Spanish that have come in. Like slaves are disappearing, and there's some odd stuff going around. So she's looking into that. There's an interesting mechanic where she can switch between 3 different personas. Because as a child, she kind of got separated from her mother. And then she, got adopted. And now she's an assassin. And she can switch between the lady persona. There's a assassin outfit, and then a slave girl outfit. And each one kind of has its own perks. And drawbacks, because the lady persona, she's not going to be able to climb and jump on buildings and whatnot. And the slave persona gets notoriety faster. So if you wind up
from NPCs and environment and stuff.
Yeah, if you wind up shoving through a crowd or climbing over on a building and jumping around, they're going to be like, you're not supposed to be doing that. And so
it's out of place,
and
storytelling convention.
But it does allow her to slip in and out of places, to get information, to figure out what's going on. And it still uses the battle system from 3.
The one you're not fond of?
It's it's much more curated. You're confined to this, either Louisiana or the Bayou. And it feels pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
the story and some of the visuals, it's like, yeah, you can tell this is a 2013 Vita game.
Yeah.
Because some of the doors look like they're like little made out of cardboard or something, with thin little pieces.
Itty bitty textures
and
minimal textures,
and some of the voice acting winds up coming across jarring every now and then, because you'll just have like no background noise, and then all of a sudden you'll have somebody speaking and then just stop, and then the other character responds, and so
you think that's Vita limitations? Just in
I don't know,
programming
because
and what's in that native code, like what they could port to that HD version?
Because it did the same thing on the original. And they didn't have that in the Uncharted game, Uncharted Golden Abyss.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was like Ubisoft trying to get that AAA feel on Vita, kind of like Blue Point did, but it's not quite there.
Right.
But what is there, I'm enjoying. It's actually pretty fun.
Good stuff.
Only been playing it for, I don't know, 3 hours ish. So I'm just like starting to get into, I guess, the main arc of the game here,
Mm-hmm.
trying to figure out what's going on. But other than that, and Warzone with y'all, not much. I mean, I'm hammering away at these Assassin's Creed games. I'm really excited to hopefully. I'm really excited to get into Black Flag and listen to all the sea shanties, and because I definitely won't be fast traveling in that game.
No,
ever.
That's my most time spent.
I never played Rogue, but I mean, obviously, yeah. Cesar just raved about Rogue, so I'll play Assassin's Creed Rogue after that, and then I don't think I have Unity or Syndicate, so I'll have to buy those.
Oh,
damn. I think at least one of those. I think one of those is the one he said that like you can do multiplayer. So, I don't know, maybe I can get him in on that.
On Unity
at some point.
I think it was Unity. Now eBay's sending me these stupid popcorn buckets that we were talking about. There's one for Jurassic Park Rebirth with the some sort of embryo in this popcorn container thing. That it for you, Brant?
That is it, sir.
Before we wrap things up here.
Yeah.
Oh. Man, maybe I need to start looking into this popcorn bucket thing before it's like $200 on eBay. Damn sandworm got me though. That one's pretty solid.
There's several. There's the Mr. Fantastic.
Oh, for the upcoming movie?
Mr. Fantastic, yeah. From a certain angle doesn't look right.
Oh.
Was the
Does he look extra fantastic?
Well, his arm is stretching around the popcorn bucket, but from a certain angle it looks like maybe it's a third leg, not an arm.
Ew. Definitely Mr. Fantastic. Extra stretchy, expandable. So what even is this? Jurassic Park Rebirth. You put popcorn in the footprint? In the dinosaur footprint? That don't even make sense. There's a Ghostbusters one. That one's not expensive. It's still $50, but this is like $50 to $60 less than I've been seeing on some of these. Didn't think we would turn into the popcorn bucket podcast, did you?
No, I did not.
Is that our new niche? We discuss the latest and greatest popcorn buckets to come out.
I don't know. I'm definitely not jumping on the popcorn bucket bandwagon. But
we got a machine.
If it makes you happy.
Well, we just got like I could grab.
I've got 2 plastic popcorn buckets here, so
we've got 2 from Disney World, but the family wanted like
Oh.
the ones from the movie theater, like it says popcorn and that like red and yellow stripes on the side. They wanted those for this machine that we got, so those are the ones we have currently. Well, I guess let's get this thing home. Or we talk amongst ourselves for another couple minutes. Oh shit, I got this. I meant to show.
I think it'll be all right.
I meant to show Cesar because I know he's playing this, and this guide apparently is like super expensive. And I just happened to be hunting around for things related to Remember Me because I think I got it from GameFly. But Cesar's been talking about Capcom's Remember Me. He was playing on I can't remember if he was playing on Steam Deck or Ally. But this guide apparently is super expensive, and I got it super cheap somehow. I was watching it and they threw me an offer, and I was like, last sold was like $70. Sure, I'll go for it. Cesar, I have the guide for your game that you're currently playing. I was looking and it's like an expensive one, so somebody threw me a deal and I'll throw it on the shelf, but if you need it, you have access to the
official, no, I don't need it.
The official strategy guide for Capcom's Remember Me. But did you guys have anything else you wanted to add before we get out of here?
Nope.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this week, and we will catch you next week. Bye.